प्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमेन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Om. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, mind, the sensory and motor organs, and the life force, may all be perfected. All is verily the one without second, absolute, all-pervading Brahman. Let me never deny this truth of supreme oneness. May this truth never reject me either. May all the virtues necessary to experience this truth in life be with me. I shall speak what is appropriate. I shall speak the truth. Om, peace, peace, peace. Let us feel the unchanging, all-pervading, ever blissful reality as an infinite ocean of bliss. And all of us, everything around us, like the waves on that. All names and forms in the universe are like the waves, right from the immense galaxies to the minutest microbes. All are small or big waves. Let us feel this infinite divine pervading everything, as its essence. Its power It's thatness. This is my reality. I am bliss itself. I have no wants. I am perfect. Om. Peace. 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 Well, I wanted it to be connected and kept here because it may go off.
You need an extension.
Yeah, that is what I meant, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, in a way, yeah. I can start now, but yeah. So, dear friends, let us begin today's class, the 19th class on Svetasvatara Upanisad with our usual prayers. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we strengthen together. Our study make us illumine. May there be no dislike between us. Om, peace, peace, peace. So we started from last class the third chapter of this book, which is more connected with bringing our emotions focus on the truth, the reality. Because it is emotions that make our day-to-day living. Our day-to-day life is propelled by emotions, whatever I like, I don't like, and so forth. So therefore it is important to channel our these emotions in the right way. So this verse we were seeing last time, that let us feel that there is this one reality, there is no other. There is no two governors. There has been the idea in the world of two governors, one for good, another for evil. There is the God and then there is the Satan. The two different realities. But the Vedantic understanding is different. There is only one reality. It is all. Evil is just the relative thing. The absolute good is this divine principle. The relative, there is always good and evil. Something is good for somebody, not good for somebody else. And at one time what appears to be good, at another time that same thing does not appeal to us as good. In fact, it appears to be positively bad. So, therefore, there are no two forces like the force of good and the force of evil as such. It is the one reality that is pervading everything, and then that is this verse, Eko hi rudro nadvitiya yatasthu yah iman lokan ishata ishanibhi pratyak janan stisthati sanchuko chantakale sansrijya vishwa bhuvanani gopaha. He who protects and controls the worlds by his own powers, he, the Rudra, is indeed one only. There is no one besides him who can make him the second. O man, he is present inside the hearts of all beings. After projecting and maintaining the worlds, he finally withdraws them unto himself. This is how it is projected. Just try to feel that it is the controlling power within us. It is in the next verse we will see it more elaborately given, but when we see that same reality inside everything, that is making for our existence, like what we were meditating upon, that waves. These waves are being maintained by the ocean. The ocean is their reality, their power, their sustenance, everything. For every wave, there is only one ocean. Even if the two waves, imagine, how the idea of evil comes. Suppose that A and B fight. Then for A, B is evil, for B, A is evil. All the time we see like that. In war, if our country is at war with some other country, then that is evil. When that country aligns with us, that is good. So it is all good and evil is like that. It is two waves, when two waves like collide, then they may be saying one wave, hey, you are evil, I am good. So it is, and there you can see that everything is good or evil. I am always good, The other is always not good. So it is, therefore this one alone is. There is nothing else. That one appears as all dualities. This dual throng in this world is very compelling to have this idea of two, like there is good and evil. Contradictions are there, here and there. It is in and out. All these things are shifting and changing. But it is like the tea I took a little while ago. It was outside. When I drank it, it is inside. So it is all like that. It is inside and outside. These are all the fictitious differences that in the one. So he is the Rudra. The word Rudra is applied in modern times to Lord Shiva, but it is not really. In the ancient times it was God, that's all pervading God. Later on it became applied only to Lord Shiva, but in the Upanishadic times or even much later, Rudra is one name of God. It is the Rudra Prashna that is recited, Rudra Prashna, a part of Rigveda. There is no particular mention of a deity like Shiva whose name is this. So it is Rudra is the all-pervading reality and is indeed the only, one only. There is no one besides him who can make him the second. And this is to understand that it is not one amongst many. That like a person here in this classroom, like Prithvi, is one in the midst of all these sitting here, these 12, 13 people. Prithvi is one of them. And it is not that God is like that, so many and there is one. It is not that there are, he is Lord, but then it is not like the king is dependent on the subjects. If there is no subjects, then there is no king. So this is all in a way, very difficult. What is happening? It is extension cord only I wanted. There is the plug, there is everything there. There is no, I didn't. There is the USB was with the cord that I brought.
Gravity will pull it down. Okay.
It will not pull anything down. Yeah. So, it is not that numerical one. It is the one is the word we use to just avoid its multiplicity. Therefore, God is not one in the numerical sense. The well-known expression in Vedanta, therefore, it is non-dual. It is non-dual. Numerical one means you add 1 and 1, it becomes 2, it becomes, all numbers come with that. But this one is a numerical thing. It is not this is beyond numericals. it is non-numerical one itself. It is this. See, reverse. It goes there, but you have to put it there. Pull this cord up so that gravity will not pull it back. So, that idea of one has to be clearly understood. It is all pervading one. Just to give one more analogy, that you have a movie going on, and on the screen you will see so many different objects and characters. Now you can say there are two people I am seeing or one person I am seeing, but the screen is a oneness of a different type. That is not somebody in the movie, but it is the all-pervading oneness. There are no two. So it is, in that sense, it is one. It pervades everything. And so it is therefore said that it is the one because there is no second there. It is one itself. It is not that there are three things like we, the world and the God. No, we and the world are these appearances. God pervades all of them. It is not third like that in that sense. It is the one reality on which all these are appearances which come and go. So, this is the present inside the hearts of all. This is specially emphasized to show that reality can be felt right within us. This is for the ease of feeling, that we don't have to go somewhere. We don't have to go to some holy land to feel it. It is wherever I feel I-ness. In that I-ness, let us try to feel this divine. And that will gradually, when this feeling is really the essence of meditation or meditational practices, to feel that divine presence, which is the reality of everything, to feel it as my reality. And that is what is making me focus on that. And thus I start feeling that God is immortal, beginningless, endless. So that is what I am too. God is perfect, so I too am perfect. So this is how slowly the transformation comes in one's life. So therefore you will see this idea emphasized in many, many verses to indicate that this is the practice that one has to go through. So it is, he finally withdraws, generates, creates, protects and dissolves. Everything in this world is subject to dissolution. It rises, grows and dissolves, gone. We say also, here today, gone tomorrow. It is all, everything is like that, including the earth. There was a time there wasn't earth. So it got created and then is here for many billion years, and then it is going to go back, dissolve. So also the stars and everything. So what to speak of we tiny beings? We come, go. It is like that. But the essence remains. The essence, it neither came nor is going away. It is the ever present thing. Like the movie starts and movie ends, the screen remains. So it is in that sense the God, the divine remains. It is, and it controls everything. Being, and it is the controller from within. We shall see that in the next verse more clearly, that it is Vishvatas Chakshurta Vishvato Mukho Vishvato Baho Uta Vishvatas Pat Sabahubhyam Dhamati Sampatatre Dyava Bhumi Janayan Deva Eka. It is to show that it is the entity that is life in us, the activity is in us, and that is that one. He who protects and controls the words by his own old. Oh no, this is again the same verse. Okay. Though God, the creator of heaven and earth, is one only, yet He is the real owner of all the eyes, faces, hands, and feet in this universe. It is He who inspires them all to do their respective duties in accordance with the knowledge, past actions, and tendencies of the various beings with whom they appear to be associated. It is everything works according to its plan, but it is the power of the Lord that makes it do these things. It is the eye has a function. Now one feels that it is my eye. Yeah, but imagine, just as you have a left eye and a right eye, imagine the being who controls all the eyes. All the eyes really belong to that one being. Think of it, all the heads belong to that being. There are many hymns in Vedas which point to this truth, that it is this one being that is pervaded and controls according to their particular qualities, their peculiar these programs installed into them. Accordingly, all those things function, but it is the same one power that governs everything, right from the biggest to the smallest. All this is governed by the one thing. This is an example to illustrate this, that in a big factory, at least in the old days it used to be, now it has a different variant, but there is a big flywheel. A big flywheel, the motion of that is imparted to different tools operating, different machines working. All that is, this power is same. Some are moving, in a lateral way, some are moving up and down, some have rotatory motions. All this motion is derived through an assembly of various gears connected to this one flywheel. You can see here in that Slater mill that they show an exhibition there, that it is a museum, so you can see the water, the water from the that burned there, that dam, it just is hitting the flywheel, and that wooden flywheel, and then that flywheel rotates, and then you will see various hundreds of different types of tools. They are deriving their respective powers. Some are fast moving, some are slow moving, and they have been designed like that. That is exactly, so everything is seem to be moving, but all that is governed by that one single flywheel. So imagine, in this universe, the eyes are seeing. What is powering it? That one divine being is powering. The hands are moving. Our lungs are breathing. All, imagine the expanse, all the zillions of all these motions, movements, actions, they are being controlled by that. See, every finger, if you see, it has its very special way of moving, bending. There are all these sections in the finger. Each has a specific bend. It cannot be bent like sideways, like this. It can bend only like this. So, and if it breaks or some gets hit, then you will see you cannot do a few things that you were doing, because this finger now there is an injury to it. Each has its proper those muscles. There are the nerve centers which are guiding that, and it happens automatically. Just see, I felt a little itch near my nose, so I didn't have to tell, hey hand, get up, and it happens automatically, all programmed, and all these things are governed by this one power everywhere. It is all these different machines, engines, they are working like that, right from these huge galaxies. There's so many stars. Imagine, then their movements, then the movement of all the various beings that may be staying there, right from a dust there. Everything is moving in accordance with its tendencies, its past, and whatever karma it has done in the past, the tendencies it has formed, that all is getting worked out. According to that plan, every single thing is moving. This is the flywheel, that is, imagine on the cosmic scale. It is, so that same power is guiding various things in what I call as my body. There also all these processes are going on by the connection of this cosmic power. Think of that. It is, and how all these things are internally mutually connected. That is why some idea from somewhere comes to somebody, and then just that triggers certain actions by that person. It is all that www, World Wide Web, you all use these days www. So it is World Wide Web. Everything is connected, like if you see a spider web, and then every thread is connected to other thread in a very intricate manner. So even on one of those the threads, if an insect sits, the spider immediately gets the information and tries to catch it and finish it. So it is, and that is how you see this whole universe, even at the cosmic level, all stars, all different holes, black holes, white holes, whatever, all are just controlled, governed by this one single being, from the minutest to the biggest that you can imagine. Just sometimes it is, this is the picture of huge multitude on the Churchgate station in India, train station. Really, you can see hundreds of thousands of people at a given point. It is like a stream of people. I asked one gentleman, I had forgotten how to get there to the Churchgate train station. So he told me, just at that take a right turn, and then you will see a big rush going there, like a river. Just get into it, and in some minutes, in about 5 minutes, you will find yourself standing on the train platform there. So it is huge. Now imagine each person, each human being there has its own aspirations. Think of it. Their brain is working. They are standing. What I am going to do next? It is, shall I be cooking my food after I get home? And all those plans, ideas, the works, that everything is going on. Who is controlling that? It is the one to which, to that flywheel, all these are connected. See how differently people think. Even two people living in the same house, say husband and wife, not that they think alike, they have different plans, different ideas. It is a common thing, but I was amused when I asked one lady, how is your husband doing? And she said, he is in his own world. Exactly, every person is in his or her own world, and yet all these worlds are connected then through that one flywheel, that one reality that connects them all. This is, then we see the world of tiny microbes inside us. We are all made of these microbes, and each of them again, they have their own past, their own karma that is being worked out, that they have their tendencies, exactly that karma that it has to do. A microbe in the liver is doing the job of liver. A microbe in pancreas is doing a different job, It is, see how each of them is doing their very special function. It is, and all is powered by that one great reality, the Brahman, the divine. And that is all that we have to see, that is I. Let the mind be connected with that reality. It is very important to feel this connection, that just meditate on that. It is feeling that how we are all in this way connected to that reality. The whole universe, what we call inside, what we call outside, the microcosm and the macrocosm, all different these things functions. See, even the planetary motion, the Mercury has a reverse motion. This it is that all other planets move in a particular way, and the Mercury moves in an opposite way. Why? Well, we don't know, but it is. That is how it is programmed. Its rotational tendency is different. So it is all very differently programmed things. It is good. We will take 1 minute break to meditate on this. This is a very good feeling to feel, to see this interwoven God in everything. It is. It used to be when I used to travel more by such crowded trains as a meditation, to sit on the platform and see how things passes, Everything is a passing show. So many, a person that you see, maybe in life again there won't be any possibility of meeting that person. And it is, but see how different and how connected one becomes. Very different. Different interests, different ideas. Some is in these trains that I had shown you, it is interesting to travel. They are all daily commuters. Some have to travel every day for 2 hours. It is, and there is the groups there. One group, they are playing these cards, standing. There is no rooms to sit. They are so crowded. But while standing, they are not worried about what is going on around them. They are just focused on their playing cards. Very closely, they are just following that, nothing else. So, another group, they are doing the devotional music. Ting, 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 ting. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and like, all. They, all the time they are just doing that. There are some who is doing mantra, sitting in that crowd, all the other things going on, but he doesn't get involved into any of this. People come in, people go, and all sorts of sounds coming there. Somebody is coming to sell something. It is all full of different types of sell people, and they are screaming at the top of their voice, and yet this person is just sitting and doing mantra. It is interesting to see. Somebody has a book and is reading, because it is an everyday thing, so they want to utilize that time. So somebody is reading a newspaper. So this is, just imagine, all these different things woven on just one fabric, into one fabric. And to feel this connection with God, I am that. I am that. This is, think of these microbes in our body. All their motions, they contribute to every action that I am doing. But each of them again has their own I, their own entityship, their own program with which they are living their own life. They must be having their own worries, I am sure. And their own worries, what will happen to me tomorrow, will my job be there or not? Yeah, they also have that, my job, you see. So it is all. So, and then it is, now comes the prayer part of it, that Yo devanam prabhavodbhavascha vishwadhipo rudro maharshi hiranyagarbham janayamasa purvam sano buddhya shubhaya sanyunaktu. That he who created the gods and supports them, who is the origin also of the cosmic soul, who confers bliss and wisdom on the devoted, destroying their sins and sorrows and punishing all breaches of law, may he, the great seer and the Lord of all, endow us with good thoughts. Having good thoughts is very important. This is a prayer to make us good, in the sense whenever we feel the connection with this one, then that is goodness, that is spiritual goodness. That the I individual, and that's about it, I will just look to my own selfish end, that is evil, spiritually speaking. And then I am part of this cosmos, that is my reality, that is interwoven through this body, that is what makes us good. So, Shubha, let that thought come to us, let that be retained by us. That is the prayer, that is Shubha, auspicious or good. It is, then we become auspicious. We ourselves many times feel that we get the good vibes, we become suddenly benevolent, we start seeing good in other people, we stop criticizing and abusing other people. It is a very good thing. It is, we are getting connected to the universal. And all the powers, that is the devas, the gods. The god, when this word is written with small g, then it means the demigods, those who have been assigned certain administrative powers in this universe, like those, the wind. We also say weather gods. If weather gods permit, we will have an outdoor program. It was announced there that it is, but that all depends on the wishes of the weather gods, if weather gods permit. So, controlling the rains is one god, controlling the storm is another god, controlling lightning is another god. So, controlling the motions of stars, planets and all that, that is another god. So, all these cosmic powers, they are the demigods. So, these demigods, they were assigned their functions by this. He created them and assigned them their functions, this one divine principle. And also is the origin and the soul of all souls. It is our souls, that I think my soul, I feel something in the body, yes, it is I here. And somehow I think this I is different from that John Gallagher's I. It is, is a different person. I always good, that soul is, okay, yeah. So it is. But you see, that they are all just the reflections, like the sun getting reflected in different water sources, in this pond, that pond, in this cup or that cup. You have, say, 100 such receptacles of water kept out in the sun, and there will be the sun in each of them. Are they different suns? So exactly like that. We have my soul, but it is not really my there. It is the same sun reflected in all pots. Imagine, each of us is like this water-filled pot, and then the soul, the sun. It is that its reflection here is I here, and therefore you see there has been in scientific world so much effort is being put to find out the locus of this I. Where is this I? Let us catch it. It is seen. Everybody says, yes, I am here, but where is it? Come on, even if you dissect it in the smallest, tiniest piece, it must be somewhere in the heart. But no, it must be in the brain. Okay, dissect everything. Which part of the brain it is? Is it in one part, or it is a combination of all that it has? We don't know where it is coming from. It is just like this, that you try to make attempt to take out the sun from the water. You see it here, hey, right in the pond. You see there, yeah, take it out. Yes, hold on to it. You cannot, because it is, but it is not. It is up there. So that is this soul in all, just as that is the sun in all ponds, so also this is the soul. When we look up is very important. Look up means get disidentified with these temporal identities of our body and mind. I am so and so. Let the mind be raised from there, that no, I am not that. I am the all-pervading one, blissful Brahman. And then we see that sun. And then all riddles about why am I not able to catch this sun, all those riddles are gone. So this is the Shubha, the auspiciousness. Our life becomes attuned to that divine. That is the true auspiciousness. Who confers bliss and wisdom on the devoted, destroying their sins. When you are connected to that, then you are connected to the source, all the source of bliss, you see, and you become happy. There is no other way of becoming happy in this world. You may go to different, say, parties or music concerts or see movies or go on voyages. You may think that I will go to African safari and then I will be happy. Go everywhere. There is no happiness as such, except when you are connected to that source. That is the source of happiness. Otherwise we keep on just waiting for the happiness, that it will come tomorrow. The teenagers, they imagine, that it is, I am 15, 16, still I do not have my autonomy, or the parents decide for me. Let me become 18, let me get my high school cleared, then I will go to college and I will be free. I will be so happy. It doesn't work, you keep on thinking like that. Yeah, I met one person a couple of years ago, and then just 2 more years, and then I will decide myself. Right now, all my decisions are made by my parents. She was telling a bit humorously, but a bit seriousness also was there. Who am I to decide? I asked, why did you do this? Who am I to decide? I do not have this autonomy right now. So in 2 years, then I will be free. Hey, but no, one doesn't become free. From one bondage you get into another bondage. The happiness you keep on waiting for the whole life. You start as a child, and then even at the ripe old age, you keep on just waiting. Tomorrow maybe, no. And therefore, as the age grows, people tend to be depressed or kind of cynic, that because it didn't come, it is Swami Vivekananda in Jnana Yoga says, therefore, what is old age? He has used a very nice phrase. Old age is a big heap of shattered dreams. It is, that is a common thing. It is, therefore you will see old people, how you see that a person has become old, starts keep talking about and dwelling on the past. Because there is very little in future left, so it is nothing to look forward. So it is, I wonder, why I keep on telling stories from past. Just because I have become old, that's it. It is, you dwell on the past. Hey, okay, in earlier days I used to do like this, but it is all gone, shattered dreams. That is what a common old age is. But if you are connected to God, then you really get bliss. And not tomorrow, but right here. And that comes from within, and not as a contact of with something. No external contact, but the bliss comes because you are connected to bliss. Like why this is getting charged, this the tablet, because it is connected to the source of power. It is. So when we are connected to that source, we get happiness, we get satisfaction, we get power. Everything depends on that, and that is the destruction of sins. Otherwise, sin means we are doing something that is not based on the truth. That is being sinful. Something is true, but our actions are directed to something other than that, or against the truth. So, therefore, that which brings about this unification is truth. It brings us happiness, it brings us peace, and we feel good also. I give that example that look, even our ordinary pleasures depend on bringing about the unity. It is the cookie there and I here, no pleasure. When I and cookie become one, hey, then it is, then there is the happiness. Isn't it, Naomi? Yeah, it is like that. So it is, then I feel I am doing good. See, when we love each other, we feel, yeah, good. What is it? Love is becoming one, feeling the oneness. And therefore, in the world, you see all these movements. Let us get united. And that it is united. Somehow unity feels good and strength comes to us. Let us get united. Now when it is opposite some other group, then it is not really the cosmic unity, and therefore it brings strife, it brings accusations and bad and all that. So when it is connected to that, it is we see that we are happy, we are peaceful, there is the life there. So all these branches of laws, they are just an expression of that divine. It has the regulatory powers that okay, this is law for you, that is not law for you. It is, everybody has different rules and laws. I remember that incident in my college days. One professor used to be very strict. She was, a very good teacher, but very strict. If some students is coming late, she would scold that student. Hey, why late? No. Sometimes she would even disallow that person to come. And even if you are late, if you come, you will be marked absent. You will be allowed to sit, but since because there used to be a roll call, and then you were not present for the roll call, gone. So it is very strict. And we all used to wait, well, she also may show up late one day, and then we will get our chance to scold her. And it did happen, if after all human beings, something, and she came about 6-7 minutes late, kind of smiling, and then said, hey, I know now you are what you all are going to say, but look, it is my job. It is my job to see that you guys come on time. Is it your job to see whether I come on time or not? There is the head of the school that is going to do that. So you don't have to worry your heads about. So, and yes, we were all just lost all the steam immediately. So, what I mean is everybody has a different law to go by, not the same law. It is certain laws good for the children, certain not for when you get to adulthood, the laws become different. Anyway, so this is the prayer that we should keep on doing. Let us be connected. Let us form connection with that divine being, and thus our life will go on a proper spiritual track. And we will meditate for 30 seconds. If you have any questions after that, please feel free to ask. Yes, please. Okay, let John ask first.
I think all those people that were on the train platform, it's hard to believe that they were all going to be on the same train of thought.
Well, a train of thought is going on in their heads,
Now, the subject of autonomy. I heard somebody say, I think it was today or yesterday, say that they can't be pushed in the right direction. They got to decide for themselves to be in the right direction. However, I feel that whenever I went in the wrong direction, I was tempted from outside. I mean, I was accepted
Yeah, yes, but real autonomy therefore is when you can uh, resist all the external influences. As you mentioned, it is we are so susceptible to the outside temptations, the temptations that drag all our sensory organs. Oh, there is this nice cake there. So immediately my thoughts, they were going in some different direction. They changed there. It is so these temptations, they drag us, and thus we lose our autonomy to all those. We say we are autonomous, but we are not. All those these sensory titillating objects, they are controlling us. So instead of losing autonomy to them, it is better to lose it to some better guiding force, you see. So that is, we have real autonomy when we feel the true self, when we can meditate and resist the forces, the tempting forces from outside, then that is the true autonomy. So we get true autonomy when we are connected to that self of all, the true self. Yeah, correct. Very good question. Thank you. Yes, Charlie?
I've read somewhere, it might have been in one of our daily quotes, that the highest unselfishness is achieving spiritual enlightenment. I'm wondering if you agree with that, and if you do, why it's true.
Yes, it is. It can be understood very easily. That is the highest unselfishness. When you lose your little self completely, what can be the more unselfishness than that? Helping somebody, oh, this man doesn't seem to get to eat, and then you take out a dollar bill and give to that fellow, enjoy my dear, and then you think that you are unselfish. That's not really unselfishness. It is you are just balming a wound that has happened to you by seeing somebody like that. So it is better to do it than not doing it, but it is that is not much of an unselfishness. The unselfishness is to get connected to the self of all. That is why where we feel the same self, it is the actions happen automatically, or the actions of cooperations. That suppose you feel hungry and want to eat, then the hands automatically pick up the food and give it to the mouth. Do they have any idea why should I give it to mouth? Let me hold with me. No, the hands will give it to the mouth. It is because there is the same one entity in the mouth as well as in the hands. So imagine that unselfishness where one is united with all the bodies. All bodies are the same one I. That is therefore the highest unselfishness. What, Paul, you have a question? An objection? No. Okay. Yes. Yes, but yes, lose your autonomy but gain true autonomy. By losing the false autonomy, you gain the true autonomy. You are now one with that whole thing that controls everything. You have now no power that governs you. You are that. So you become the really autonomous person. So both are there. To in the beginning you have to kick out this so-called autonomy. One of this Swami used to say that there was this idea, one group of young people was arguing with that Swami. No, no, we should be allowed to be free, we should be allowed to do whatever we want to do. Now that is freedom. He told them, what we talk about is the freedom from senses. What you talk about is freedom of senses. So, that is the difference, We have to surrender. If we want to be free, we should be binding our enemies. All these sense organs, they are enemies in a way. They attack us. They restrict our freedom. And therefore, first we have to control them. Then we will get the real autonomy. So that is how surrender the autonomy, so-called autonomy. Then you will get, through that surrender, the true autonomy. Thank you. Very
Swamiji,
good.
there is a question on the internet.
Yes, yes, please read out.
So the questioner says, there is never a conflict between my right arm and my left arm. He is inspiring all of us. So then how come there are conflicts between people? How do you explain the breaking of this analogy? And please don't say Maya as an answer.
Okay, already I have been told what should not be said as answer. But if that is the answer, what can I do? Yes, where we see that I am the left hand and I am the right hand, there is no conflict. But in the world, why is this conflict? Just because we do not see the truth. When this truth is seen, then the conflicts will get resolved. Therefore, we see those people who reached that level, they did not call anybody evil, they did not go to compete with any other people. There is this sense of automatic sense of harmonious existence together. It is like all the organs, they are existing together, cooperating with each other. Their life is like that. Pavahari Baba, of whom Swami Vivekananda spoke, that there is a thief entered in his that cave that he was living in, and then took away a few things, and this Pavahari Baba, he woke up and then saw the thief. The thief saw that he is waking up and got scared, and whatever he had taken, he ran with as much speed as he could muster. This Baba, Pavahari Baba, also started chasing him with some other things in his hand. And this Baba was very strong. So quickly overtook this fellow and stopped him. This fellow was trembling with fear, and this Pavahari Baba said, "Oh, sorry, I disturbed you when in your work you were taking things, and because of that you ran away, leaving a few things behind. I have brought those things to you, you see." So, and this man later on met Swami Vivekananda. At that time he had become monk. He said that incident left such an indelible impression on his mind that he gave up thieving and became a mendicant. So that is how the transformation comes, that when you actually feel that oneness with everything, then certainly there will be no conflict. Why we feel this conflict? Because we don't see the truth, and then that in one word is called Maya. But I am prohibited to use one word, so I had to use many words to tell the same thing. So, but anyway, that is a good thing, that why we have amongst us, although it is one, the moment we start seeing one, we cease to have conflicts. It is obvious, you see, that when if somebody is my opponent, it is, I knew one person in a particular company, identified therefore with that company, and then always used to say we about their company, how good we are, how our practices are ethical, those others, they indulge in all unethical practices. Now what happened, as it happens, is that company was bought by this company that he was criticizing. And all employees became now now that we became different, you see. Now the others, the conflict changed. So it is all like that. Whatever we see, it is always good. It is, we see that in elections, when there is, say, the primary, then those same party people, they oppose each other, hurl so many these charges, try to bring out all their past laundry there in the public and all that. Now the primary is over, their candidate is selected. Now the others, the other party, they are all bad, we are all good. So that is how the conflicts, when you have the feeling of oneness, there is no conflict. It is to whatever extent we can feel the oneness, no conflict. And lack of oneness means, what can it there be? Conflicts. It is one family, okay, we are together. And now there are differences, you feel different, and then there are the accusations, charges, separations and what not, you say. It is so, it is like that. One lady was telling so bad things about her husband to me. She painted him as if there never existed a more evil person on the earth, like that. How bad he is. But then something happened, it happens, So, and then she started praising him to the skies, Oh wow, what happened? No, that was different, so it is. So it is all like that. The conflicts are gone when you feel the oneness. Okay, friends, so let us conclude with the closing prayers. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.